My lab studies RNA small molecule interactions, and RNA has a structure very similar to DNA, but it can form much more complex three-dimensional structures. And it's much more flexible than DNA, and so there's a lot of different conformational possibilities. And the overall goal of the work is to design new compounds for treating bacterial infections. And RNA is sort of the new frontier in drug discovery, and one of the things that makes it challenging, again, is the multiple possibilities of what the RNA structure can do. And so that creates a lot of computational possibilities that, again, the Ohio Supercomputing Center can really help us with. So specifically, we're using the Schrödinger Small Molecule Drug Discovery Suite. We're using some of the modules within that, in particular the GLIDE module, that is a way to dock small molecules to a macromolecular receptor and relate that computational information to what we're seeing experimentally in the lab to look for structure-activity relationships. The Ohio Supercomputer Center really is an enormous resource for my lab in terms of the cost savings, not having to purchase the software or the licensing available to be able to run big data sets is an enormous help. In addition, the speed with which the calculations can be done is, again, significant, because in that way we can analyze larger data sets, but also correlate them more quickly with our experimental results, because it's an iterative process. For graduate and PhD students, being able to do the computational work at OSC is not just helpful for their dissertation work, but also enormously helpful for their professional development as they go on. Using computational resources, especially on a large scale, is the way of the future, certainly in drug discovery and any of the biochemistry, structural biology areas. And so to be able to have experience of using not only the particular software that we're using, the Schrödinger suite of software, but also just knowing how to interact with the Supercomputer Center is very helpful for building their skills as well as for their dissertation research. I've been using the Ohio Supercomputer Center for a very, very long time, and using it in my research and in teaching. But the barrier of trying to get students past sort of the Unix level of command line into the Schrödinger software, which is what I was really trying to teach them and use in my research, that barrier got to the point where I just stopped using the Supercomputer Center until On Demand. And the launch of On Demand is what brought me back to using the Supercomputer Center and has made it possible for me to get the researchers in my lab using it and also to be able to teach with it. It is a fabulous resource that really gets rid of that barrier so that you can get directly into using the software at the Supercomputing Center. And also the sort of the file navigation and everything. You know, you can do that all at the command line, obviously, but it's just easier to train new people and get them comfortable with the system if it's more like what they're used to seeing, which is a regular desktop computer.